But Void carry, it's like taking an offlane hero and putting it into the carry position, and as long as you could make it work offlane, lane matchup-wise, it's just so much better there because the hero doesn't do good damage. It's still very cooldown reliant. It's not like he's eventually just going to rampage the whole game. So I feel like Liquid won't be grabbing it as a core, and if they do, I'm going to be a little worried for him.
I think it'll probably. I think it has a chance of being picked up. I don't think it's going to be a first 2 pick though. I think that's more. It's going to be saved until like later stages. If they secure themselves like multiple damage instances in the chrono, then we'll see it maybe pop up as the drafts progress. So bam, right away.
You called it.
That was
the IO.
Sven instantly picked against the after the Bristle I mentioned as a counter pick.
They seem to love it versus Bristle. Yesterday when they picked the Bristle themselves, they instantly banned out the Sven right after they picked it up. So they seem to like having that big burst versus Bristleback, because if you do, if you hit a Bristle for 200 damage, you proc the Quill, right? But if you hit a Bristle for 1,000 damage, you still only proc 1 Quill. You don't proc 5 Quills in a row. So it's pretty cool that you can actually just like burst him down in a way without him just dealing out an incredible amount of damage. And you have the War Cry, which helps your IO versus Bristleback. Because playing IO versus Bristleback can be a little bit of a kind of hard thing, but with Sven it makes it a lot easier.
We see as well, Liquid have done what no one has done before, and look at their bans. I don't know if EG are happy or sad, but they have banned all 3 of the most played and successful heroes from EG. Goodbye Sand King, goodbye Puck, and goodbye Veno.
And this is uncharted territory for EG now. So this is one of the things I was wondering about for EG. I have faith that they have a more diverse strat, but if those are their core picks, then the stuff that they've been playing, at least in their official matches so far, have been very straightforward and kind of the same pathway. So they're going to have to do something different or find suitable replacements.
It's funny because it's what Zai was saying, as if this is what EG wanted, whether it's so that they can just figure out how they're going to play without these heroes in a big stage, or whether it's because they have other strategies in mind. Probably a combination of the both. I mean, TS coming up, they don't just want to be winning an entire tournament doing Sand King Puck every game, but this is going to be putting them in that position now.
They instilled fear for sure with those heroes, and I think it's a really good thing from Liquid to do that. Like, just get rid of those heroes and make EG just play a completely different kind of game. Ooh. There we go, the Tusk is back.
IO Tusk though, it's not the strongest lane presence between these 2 heroes. As a support duo, it's not all that conventional. I do feel like Liquid's lanes can be pressured here.
I think Tusk is good for setting up IO relocates later. I would say that's maybe one of his strengths. And you can also do things like block off Bristleback, prevent him from retreating. It might be easier to deal with him at certain stages.
In what way does Tusk help set up those IO relocates?
Because you always want somebody that can ideally have enough disable that you can buy them 2 seconds to jump in and then follow up. So usually you want Nyx instead, but Tusk can force a fight to be elongated, is my thought about it.
I wouldn't say he's not like a hero that's going to go roam around looking for relocates by himself. That's maybe more mind control's hero. But it is, I do agree, there is some potential for the setup there.
I really like the Tusk into the clock. You can do like a lot of things to get your Sven out of that, outside the cogs. Because with Clockwork here, they pick it up instantly versus Sven because it's been known as a counter kind of to the Sven because it's a BKB piercing disable. You can grab him inside the cogs and then Sven has a little bit of awkwardness to get out. But Tusk, you snowball right through, you bring him out, or we've seen the clever uses of ice shards. You just ice shard and push him out kind of in a way. Could see some kind of innovation like that coming out from Kuro.
We know Kuro is master of Tusk, at least in the group stages.
Yep.
Really nice thing right now with EG's draft is the flexibility. Bristleback can be run in all 3 lanes. Clockwork can be run in 2, so they can just wait and see what Liquid do and then decide, all right, we want Bristle in this lane. Again, with this matchup, Clockwork could be Universe, could be 4 position for Zai. They have this insane ability just to mix up their lanes based on what Liquid pick here.
Great point. EG's been sticking to that versatility game for majority of their drafts.
We've seen both Arteezy and Sumail play the Bristle. I don't think we've seen Universe on it. We won't be seeing Sumail on it this game.
They have the Sven stun. Tusk is okay because he has like the punch, but Snowball is not reliable. IO has no stun either, so they're already like, this is a great Snarspur game. We've got Crystal Maiden Aura too, and a space-making Bristleback for him.
Only downside, of course, is that Liquid gets a pick either here or later to counter him in a good matchup. So, but I do agree, it's definitely a very solid pick.
Mind Control Darks here. Made it pretty far. They are not really focusing on his heroes at all. Look at this. Look at these bans coming up from EG. They're actually not targeting MC whatsoever.
I think they're worried. I think it's fair for them to be really worried about the Lone Druid, and Razor would have given them a good mid matchup, which is basically what Lone Druid kind of does, makes it safe for them. But I do like the Darkseer pick from Liquid. It's going to basically allow Liquid to always push in that lane, which may keep the supports more busy and give them more flexibility to actually pressure Storm instead. May limit EG's hero resources because they're going to have to be all over the place.
This looks like a very hard to play IO game. They have Storm Spear, you can just jump in the back lines, Clockwork as well to get the vision with the rockets. You can always know
It's more busy and give them more flexibility to actually pressure Storm instead. May like limit resources because they're going to have to be all over the place.
this looks like a very hard to play IO game. They have Storm Spear, you can just jump in the back lines, Clockwork as well to get the vision with the rockets. You can always know exactly where he's kind of positioned, and Bristol's always kind of a pain. That being said, you know, we did talk about the Sven with the Warcry can be quite helpful versus it, but definitely scared for little GH right now.
Still fandom for Liquid as well.
There's still an Invoker in the pool, actually.
That's what the poster wants.
That's actually maybe the last pick to get with this draft. I mean, it's greedy, but say they need something that's going to be able to deal with the Bristleback and just scale, because Sven is going to get kited at various stages of this game.
Yeah, they've ran Miracle on the Sven most of the times, and Matu played mid after that, but there's definitely, you know, he could definitely play Sven.
Were all those games with Lone Druid, though? Like,
I
don't think they've done that without the Lone Druid.
believe so, yes.
The grand final meta is real already. Both of these teams have got 3 or 4. Wow. We'll
That's
come back
for
to
the
that.
that's for the Bristle.
We banned Necro versus Bristle.
Yeah, we banned
We had
Necro.
Bristle.
Yeah, but
We're
it's
setting
just
the meta for the grand finals, guys.
Lol.
Heartstop War is really good. Does a percentage of his HP just as time goes on. You can heal, AoE heal, which is going to offset some of what the AoE damage Bristleback does. And then if you get him facing you at the right time, you can ult him, which does damage. Will help you kill him when he's low.
It's incredibly good with AI too. You get the double heals coming out. Darkshire's going to naturally build a mech. You're going to have these like Necrophos who can have so much like backup kind of with it. And they go for Kunkka, so it's going to be a Clockwork offlane it looks like. And it's going to be Zai playing Kunkka.
I like the Kunkka pick a lot. It's very good for the mobility that Liquid has.
Gives
Could
more
not
team
ask
fight,
for a
too.
more exciting start, really.
Yeah.
The draft's completely developed. I can see
cool.
you guys are excited. The
I'm glad to
Necrophos
see a
is
Necro.
converged.
I'm really happy to see a Necro come out. I think that hero has been buffed several times. Respawn talents got removed. He's been getting like continuous increased like chances. So, I was gonna
Go, please.
I'm gonna go with Liquid. I think EG still has a strong draft. This Bristle can be extremely difficult, and well, not just the Bristle, the Storm can get out of control because the lack of disable.
Yeah.
But I love me some GHIO. I can't really go against that one.
I don't blame you.
I'm on the EG wagon. I think as much as I like the Necro last pick, it's a hero that suits Liquid. Matu's played it a lot. They know how to play around it. I think EG's draft is still in their realm of what EG's been playing a lot of. The Clockwork for Universe, the Storm, Bristle, everything.
Yeah.
EG have gotten what they want out of this draft.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. I think EG's draft. I think they're ready for the IO pick. I think they grabbed their, especially their second phase. They drafted around countering the IO. I think they can take the win.
All right, let's do this. It is your casters who are chomping at the bit to dig their teeth into a best-of-5 grand final. Evil Geniuses, Team Liquid, live from Moscow with your casters. It's Odie and Malini.
Thank you very much, Alex. We're incredibly excited for this one. Evil Geniuses, Liquid, best of 5 here at Epicenter. What more could you want, Ben? I mean, we've got two of the best teams in the world battling it out for the $250,000. The picks coming through, Necrophos being brought up in the grand finals. It's insane, Ben.
I love that hero. Necrophos. Hero is very underrated, and teams have finally been exploring more and more counters to Bristleback. We saw how useful and incredible the Sven was to counter the Bristleback yesterday, and let's see if they can pull it off today, combined with the Necro. Necro, he doesn't have that much armor. I would say that's probably the only downside about him in this game, but he is very good versus tankiness of the Bristleback if you can manage to Reaper him while he's facing you.
Yeah, absolutely. Just having that to cut down through what otherwise could be this beast that's impossible to bring down, as we've seen in a number of games. And again, you know, Liquid doing something else a little bit different. We have seen it before from them, but putting the Sven in the mid lane, something that no one else is really doing. But Miracle, he's comfortable on this hero in certain mid lane matchups.
And he's with the Wisp, so that makes it a lot easier. Generally versus Storm, you don't really want a melee hero because they suffer a lot because you can't ever harass Storm. It just drops Remnant and you just get screwed badly. So looking at the live poll, what, 2-1, maybe 3-2 in favor of IG, or EG, sorry.
IG?
It's like, wait,
EG, yeah.
the exclamation point threw me off.
I was going to say IEG, but no, absolutely, yeah, slight edge for EG. I think that pretty much, I think a lot of people would agree in terms of that slight edge for EG coming into this and the runs that both of the teams have had, considering their whole group stages. Looking at all the games, EG arguably have played the better Dota, but Liquid have improved the most, I feel, from start to finish of this tournament.
Their odds were already quite low going into the grand finals, like getting here, right? Getting to this final level, yeah. So Liquid are definitely going to have the momentum behind them. There is no doubt about that. And here we go, Matu bringing the Necrophos to the main stage. It really is going to be incredibly interesting to see how it goes on. And as we said, Miracle on something that he's done once, but not too common. KuroKy and GH, though, on the other hand, 2 hero and Mind Control. Of course, these 3 on heroes that they're like their bread and butter. So the Mind Control with the Darkseer, GH with the Zio, and Kuro on the Tusk that he brings back. Pretty much every game that they can, we see a KuroKy Tusk. And every game that we can, we also see a IO on GH. We actually have not seen GH play this here in a while because it is almost always auto ban. But setting up for a hero like the Storm, it's going to be tough for little old GH. But I think he's one of the best Wisp players.
I definitely. Yeah, GH has an incredible record with I imagine, over the years. It's definitely one of the heroes that comes to mind as something that he's incredibly flashy on. Mid lane, already Liquid getting heavy with the harassment onto Sumail, making sure that Miracle has that easy time in the opening couple of waves. And something, as you said, he needs, because otherwise the Storm can cause issues for his Sven on a 1v1.
We need a poll. How many heroes does it take to shut down Sumail in lane? We have 3 right now. 3 versus 1.
And they may get him this time. The shards come through. Sumail in trouble. A TP isn't going to be quick enough from Zai as Liquid get that first blood. And that indeed seems to be the plan. Try and tilt Sumail.
I think with the Wisp in mid, there's an additional benefit of being able to stack the Ancients very easily from the mid lane. So I really do like this pairing coming up from Liquid, and Sumail is going to have a really hard time, and I also do not think that they can contest the early Ancient stack. So they have the laning phase advantage, they have the mid-game farm advantage, and all things looking pretty swell for them. It's going to be up on the Clockwork combined with the Crystal Maiden Aura to propel EG through this early laning phase.
Zai and KuroKy trading blows there as they try and keep each other away from the middle lane. KuroKy trying to have a look at it again. Does have to be careful in case another torrent comes through and does catch him out. But he'll play it safe. Zai holding onto the torrent for bigger issues. Side lanes, top lane, Universe is having an amazing time. He's 11 for 3 against a 6 for 0. It seems to be a pretty easy lane for this clock in this 1v1. Or at least Universe is showing it as to be.
The level 1 Heartstopper not really doing too much. Universe actually going for just a lot of cog burn on Matumba Man. Matumba Man, as a Necrophos, struggles a lot with mana issues, and ideally you want to be able to tether both of these heroes, Necrophos and Sven, and it's going to be a tough call for GH as to which one he wants to tether first.
And all things considered, with that pressure as well being put on the Sumail in the mid lane, overall CS is looking better for EG. All 3 of their lanes finding the CS at the moment, and Liquid just slightly behind. Obviously very early days and indeed very close, but a slight edge in terms of CS.
The EG. CS is a lot of them are neutrals though for Sumail, so these are worth way less, and Sven's getting a lot of denies in the mid lane, so these 2 are going to be very, very high in terms of levels.
And look at this as well. KuroKy's got his eyes on Sumail. Sumail will start to salve up, and that will cause him to be a little too healthy for KuroKy to want to go in for a bit of a tickle as he heads back towards the mid lane. We'll see where else he can head to make the plays around the map. But at the moment, Zai just trying to do his best to mirror the movements of the Tusk.
They're waiting to make a move on mid lane. Wisp and Tusk are perched on the cliff left of the mid lane.
Deep with the wraparound. They have eyes onto Zai. Yeah. They could try and roll down upon a Miracle, trying to see if he can close the gap. They'll just go for a bit of a tickle here with the shards, and GH just right-clicking him down from the high ground. This torrent is not going to connect, and in fact Zai has been spotted out. He's been taken down. Liquid with the positioning there and the Ice Shard trap, making sure there's no escape for the Admiral. And in fact, they're going to get this one as well. By the looks of it, with the Storm Hammer and the Ice Shards, Liquid, they're getting away with murder twice in the middle lane. Zai comes in to try and stop them, but Miracle, he's still full on mana thanks to GH. He can go in for more. Zai trying to body juke around the tree line. It's not going to be successful. There will be a TP and a Frostbite from Crit to hold back Miracle. Has he got the speed to close this down? One more touch will do it. He has the Warcry. Zai tries for the taunt, but he's not soon enough to hold Miracle back. Another kill in the middle lane for Liquid. And they're looking for Crit as well. Kuroki, has he got the mana? Has he got the control? Crit will go for a bounty rune. Can Liquid finish this kill off? Wards drop down. They have the vision. Crit looking to be in a lot of trouble as well. He'll try and hide himself here in the tree line, but Liquid around him. Mind control comes across for a piece of the action, and Liquid keep up. He got the mana. Has even the first 4.5 got the control, and Kuroki doing absolute work here in this early game.
I think this Wisp cosmetic might actually, like the non-portal one, I think it might actually have some benefits because he had DD on for almost the entirety of that early phase. It's really hard to tell.
Mid lane again, straight in Samael, just can't catch a break here. The only time we really saw it slow down for Samael was when he was just away from the mid lane into the jungle. As soon as he comes back to this middle lane, death after death because of Liquid's play.
The Wisp just speeds up a lot Liquid's game a lot. Like normally Sven, you don't see getting this involved this early, but
absolutely
not that many heroes can take the T1. But with the Wisp and the Warcry, things are getting out of control for EG in this early game. And they're supposed to have stronger lanes, I would say, with the Crystal Maiden, but she is not really anywhere to be found except back in the fountain after dying multiple times.
And we're seeing now that Matuma's got his levels. He's getting a clear edge against Universe's Clock in the CS. Bottom lane still definitely the best news for EG. They have Arteezy getting incredibly solid farm. He's at the top at the moment on the Bristleback, so it will all potentially start to change a little bit when EG start to bring Bristle into the fights or fight around Arteezy. That could be when we see Liquid hit a bit of a brick wall, but at the moment they're going to be so far ahead potentially with this early game that they're going to be able to climb straight over it.
Zai is in a lot of trouble.
He's got to be careful. Kuroki has that deep ward down. They've got the vision. They know where he is. They come in, trap him in the shards. Miracle being a little hesitant here, trying to juke out the taunt. Will be unsuccessful. It connects. It doesn't matter though. He just moves in with the God Strength, takes Zai down. Critting Universe coming in. EG trying to do their best to turn this, but the snowball's out. They've got the God Strength continuing to punch into Universe. Universe, can he escape from this? He can't. As GH picks up the killing spree, an 8th kill for Liquid. Make that a 9th double kill for Miracle, as Liquid are just not holding back in this middle lane. Just brutality after brutality, and in fact Zai, is he even safe here? Kuroki and Miracle, they're still ready to fight. The shards won't block Zai. They do push him away. He has a bit of a chance to get away now, and Samael can potentially look to try and turn or at least find a kill for the side of EG. They've got the torrent onto Kuroki. He will get bursted down, so finally EG getting themselves on the kill board. But still, Liquid 9-1, 4K gold lead in the first 7 minutes of this game.
And in the meanwhile, you have this Necrophos pushing the safe point tower. Tower's already down, and they're back.
Universe is rather deep here. He's got to be careful. They've got the Warcry trying to chase. Oh, and Kuroki with that shot. They're buying the time for them to close in. The Reaper side won't finish off the kill, but they still get it nonetheless after. 10-1. EG just can't keep up.
They've already taken down 2 of the important T1 towers as well. So EG, looking at them, what they need to do, they need to stack and farm Ancients with Bristle. I would say maybe even get him involved a little bit early on. He is going for the early Vanguard, but his team is in shambles. They are just so poor and constantly feeding.
This is just never ending.
But Liquid, their 3 wards, 1 in close to each of the 3 lanes. They have good access point to the stack. Tusk scouted that out earlier. So there's not actually that many places for Storm Spirit to farm stacks, for Bristleback to farm stacks. Their team fight is also not particularly great. Kunkka Boat, probably their best team fight ultimate. Meanwhile, you have the potential Wombo combo with the Darkseer and the Sven.
It's very scary.
And you also have you have this Ancient stack, and then you also have good pick-off potential because of the relocate.
Yeah, these fights are going to be so hard for EG. I mean, how do EG stabilize this game and get the chance to really bring themselves back in? Is it about Sumail hitting a certain item? Who's their focus? Who's the pressure on at this stage?
I would say easily Bristol, because he's the one that hasn't been in any of these fights. He hasn't been helping out his mid lane. His tower is still up. He's the one that can do ancient stacks, and he's the most farmed hero on the EG side. So I think they actually need to play around the shrine. Notice they haven't used the bottom Radiant Shrine yet, and if they can take a fight around the Ancients when Bristle is already doing it with a lot of Warpath stacks up, perhaps that could be their avenue back into this game.
9 minutes in, and Miracle has the Mask of Madness and the Treads complete. 5.5k net worth. Lying up middle.
This is a big difference from some of the other games where we see Sumail get dual mid. Usually when he gets dual mid, usually they'll respond with at least one, and Zai, and occasionally 2 heroes with Zai and Crit, both making sure that they can make sure that Sumail doesn't die this many times in the early game. But he is quite well known for Storm Spirit, and definitely should not count them out yet.
Absolutely not. There's definitely potential for EG, but it is diminishing as the game goes on at this stage. Top lane, Arteezy moving himself in to contest the farm of Matsumamat. Very close to that in the Necro. Only a few hundred between the two of them. And in fact, straight away...
Wisp just hit 6,
yeah.
So now they can make a move. We see a smoking coming up from Matoma, and Kuro looking up to set up a kill on the Storm Spear. Storm Spear is level 8, so he can jump away, but with relocate,
if they scythe immediately, there's going to be no chance for the escape. Snowball into the side. They didn't even need the relocate, but they'll bring in to witness the death again of Sumail. 35 seconds out of the map.
They probably didn't know that Wisp was 6 because they don't have a good observer wards up in that ancient area, and he took out a massive stack that GH and Miracle are already back doing right now. They might sack this T1 tower, but they're still getting more than enough farm around the map. So they're just ignoring Arteezy because Bristle doesn't farm incredibly fast if he's not taking down Ancients. So they're EG are forced to put Bristle back in the lanes because he's the only hero that's not going to die. But it's hurting their overall farm a lot.
EG will claim Tier 1 tower from the top, an extra bit of boost to Arteezy's back. At the same time, Liquid in return taking that bottom tower. Matsumamat, Rod of Atos first item for this Necro, so an extra bit of control that's going to be very, very hard for Sumail to play around.
Oh yeah, that is actually incredibly bad for the Storm.
Yeah. Because
as long as they kill him a few times, I think they can kite the Bristle indefinitely, and they have Warcry, so you can actually ignore the Sven or ignore the Bristle for first 7-8 seconds of the fight and just kill everyone else. And at this point, with the farm distribution on EG, it seems like everyone else is going to die aside from the Bristle, and then they can just deal with them, kite him, wait for the stacks to fall off, and then finally take him down.
It really seems for EG to have a chance of winning a fight, it's got to be about the pickoffs. Just in any situation where there's full 5 heroes on both sides, the maths just doesn't check out for EG. They haven't got the damage or the control to out-sustain. In fact, Kuroki going in with a very deep dive. The Tom will be there to hold him back, but Miracle, brought in by GH, will find the kill. Poke comes through only to connect onto Mind Control. Miracle, the rest of the Godstrike moves down towards the bottom tier 2 as Liquid are able to claim another. In fact, they want to try and defend the top tier 2. EG were pushing in, but Arteezy left around already too low, takes a Reaper Sight to the face. The Snowball's there to catch with the freezing field, and Liquid just won't give Evil Geniuses a break.
I think Tusk is actually really good versus Bristle. I think the panel talked about Sven and the Necropost, but the Tusk is pretty good because with the shards, you actually force him to turn back into you.
That's true.
That's what we just saw there. He sharded him at the tower, and what are you going to do? Stay in the shards for the entire duration? You have to turn back into the enemy team so that you can run away. And that brief second that he was faced towards the dire base, he gets Reapered in the face. That's painful. Your most farmed hero gets Reapered and just makes quick work of.
What an incredible start for Liquid. This is, well, we've got to be one of the biggest leads. We've seen this early on in the games here at Epicenter. 14-1, 13 minutes in, 9k gold lead.
9k gold lead for 9k players.
Absolutely. Liquid showing us how to well and truly deal with the Bristle. just focus on crushing the mid lane in the early game and having this Necro now at this stage where, because you have this lead, it's relatively easy to bring Arteezy down to the threshold where he's going to pop under Aretha's size.
And he's not that tanky. All he really has is just a bunch of small items. Vanguard being the significant one, but Vanguard, damage block versus God Strength, not really blocking a whole lot there percentage-wise.
See what they can find here, Arteezy. He's got to be careful. Liquid with the full 5-man ready to fight. Can he do something big to turn this side? He's going to be the one to be opened upon. Is he going to get a chance to get anything out? He will get out the torrent. Hold back Miracle. Kuroki, but the world of Atos is there, controlling Arteezy. Sumail trying to zip in to take down GH, but GH is kept alive. The snowball comes back in for Kuroki. The Reaper's size there. Sumail's out. Arteezy down as well. EG, they've lost 3. They're going to lose even more. Crit tries for the freezing field, but Miracle picks up the triple kill. And Liquid fighting for taking the tier 2. Ben, this game may even be over.
Yeah, I'm trying to push high ground. I like the Wisp and Necro pairing a lot too, because Necro actually keeps your Wisp alive. That's one of the worst parts about playing Wisp, is everyone focusing you down. As you saw that fight, they try to kill the Wisp, but Necro is really good at protecting his little ball buddy.
How do you stop this push? 14 minutes in, losing a tier 3. The Lexmark Miracle back, but he doesn't mind. He knows he's got the backup. Easy escape. Now they have the mech complete on mind control. More and more items coming together to fuel Liquid's push to the high ground, which at this rate could come again in very shortly. Taking down the shrines. Evil Geniuses. What's their plan? They finally get that hood finished up on Arteezy, so at least now he can remain a little alive, but there's so much to go around that. The God Strike from Miracle. Even at this stage, the punch from Kuroki.
I think like Sven right now is just, he's pretty much like a Bristlebag, in that he just does tons of damage and incredibly difficult to kill. And he's being more of a Bristle Boss than Bristle Boss is.
It seems, yeah, you may have complained about the Bristleback pickers, but now it's the Necro Sven pickers you've got to be worried about. These guys coming in with the answers, Kuroki with the strats. And now, again with the smoke. Heading across, Arteezy is trying to get a break here, farming a big Ancient stack, but he may just lose his life and not get anything out of this. Miracle straight up to the high ground, the snowball closing in. Crit will try to TP over to the shrine, but Arteezy's already dead, and now Crit, he's in trouble as well. They'll drag him back with the vacuum, a couple of hits, a crit and a punch, and Crit is gone. They'll take the Ancients as well. I don't know, man, this game 1 of the grand finals of Epicenter, and it's got to feel pretty good for Liquid and pretty bad for Evil Geniuses.
So this fight, they take out the only team fighter that they have immediately at the start, and GH he has War Cry to bump him up, he has the Death Pulse to heal him up, and he also has a Surge. I think he gets all 3 and the Urn, so there's very little way of killing him. This is just dirty. I
mean, it's straight back into the action in the middle lane. Zai getting caught out of the base. 16.5 minutes in, the melee rack's in trouble. EG, have they got any hopes here, holding with just the 4 of them? Minimal items that they've been able to build up in comparison to how stacked Liquid's the heroes are, and there we have it, the vacuum combo comes through. Universe will try and hold them back, but Crit's already fallen. The Blade Mail, it doesn't matter, they just fight through it, take him down as well. Arteezy gets smacked in the face by a hefty uppercut from Kuro, and it's game over. It really is. 17 minutes in, 24-1, an absolute beatdown for Evil Geniuses as Liquid smiles on their face, and absolutely warranted. What a way to start the grand finals for them. An incredible just follow through of the momentum that they've been building up all this tournament.
So let's take away from that game. Make sure you protect Sumail a little bit better. You have to think twice about giving him a Wisp. Those are pretty much the 2 main things. Maybe first phasing up Bristle, also.
Да, но вот совсем скоро, я думаю, что драфт появится на наших экранах. Вот они. И теперь мы можем про это говорить.
Сейчас должен быть, наверное, Darkseer +1 от команды Liquid. Ну, это логично.
Могут и так сыграть, могут через Лундруида сыграть.
Ну, все-таки, мне кажется, Дарксира брать против Трента в первой стадии, учитывая,
Дарксир, Лон Друид, в принципе, тоже вполне рабочая стратегия, поэтому...
Это две сильные линии сразу становятся.
вместе, конечно, я думаю,
Я не думаю, что Лон Друид появится
Да,
на
в
первой стадии.
не надо брать.
Вот Дарксир выглядит намного логичнее.
Не, они более жестких персонажей, даже на предыдущем драфте. Лон Друид не заехал ни в бан, ни в первую стадию пика, его забанили ЕГЭ как раз на 3-й бан, по-моему, если память не изменяет мне.
Даблпик у Liquid.
Что стоит отметить, у нас 2 героя GH в бане теперь. Как раз таки вот самых таких ярких по ходу этого турнира. И если проанализировать игру этого игрока в целом, то на остальных персонажах здесь, в Москве, все получалось не так хорошо, как мы привыкли от него видеть до этого. Откровенно, игра не задавалась ни на том же пудже, ни в групповой стадии. И потом вот как раз-таки Liquid пришли к выводу, что лучше брать.
Ну сейчас
этих
ты,
героев.
наверное, их забайтил, потому что так, это у кого тут задавалось на пудже?
Дарксир Слардар.
Все-таки Слардар. Потому что пудж, в принципе, герой, ну, не самый плохой против Трента. Если вы приходите втроем на линию, а Трент вроде бы сложный в дабле.
Дарксир очень хороший оффлейнер, а Слардар как раз дает тебе... Они подстраховались. Во-первых, это, ну, дабладка может прийти в оффлейн и там хорошо постоять. Во-вторых, чтобы Бристлбэк под Трента не заехал сразу на закрывающую, они решили Слардарчика взять, потому что мы видели, да, под Amplify, как Слардар, как Бристлбэк у нас рассыпается.
Свена можно забанить ее во второй стадии.
Ну, у нас же много персонажей есть
боятся.
под Amplify. Почему не бояться? Темплар Ассасин, тот же самый ОД. Очень много под
Ну,
Amplify
Свен
персонажей
прям,
заезжают.
он хороший не только потому, что он бьет по Amplify, он еще и защищает всю свою команду от колючек с физическим уроном.
Это да, Warcry работает хорошо.
Здесь далеко ходить не надо. И Шейкера взять на центральную линию. Уже показывали они эту стратегию. Со Свардаром, когда просто Миркл с Энчант Тотема убирал героя.
Ну да, под Corrosive Haze очень жестко слетает.
Ну и кого же ЕГЭ надо взять на...
Oracle.
Вот так вот.
Снимайте
Ну,
как раз.
кстати, это хороший герой, он снимает и щит, и сурдж, и минус армор.
Вот теперь я все-таки, даже хоть и есть Слардар, я бы забанился на Бристлбэк.
А мне не нравится вот этот раздрафт ЕГЭ, потому что если взглянуть опять-таки в прошлое, когда вот такую или похожую пару саппортов ЕГЭ брали, то вот там как раз-таки возникали те самые проблемы. 2 героя 5-й позиции. Ну вот кто здесь будет выходить в такую четверку?
Да, я согласен, что в целом эти оба суппорта в одной команде сейчас, и особенно против героев Liquid, смотрятся довольно сомнительно, несмотря на то, что Oracle умеет снимать там что-то, но... А что дальше-то?
Трента взяли сразу, это хорошо. Оракла взяли против Дарксира тоже в вакууме неплохо, но вот именно вместе в одном пике мне не нравится.
Ну да, тут непонятно кому. Тут, не знаю, видимо, Тренту нужно будет выходить в мидас и пытаться выходить в лейт, потому что, ну, иначе будут реально бегать 2 суппорта 6-й уже позиции, по карте ничего не делать и
Коров
играть
еще
за месяц.
посмотреть. Просто мы пока Коров не видели. Вдруг сейчас чего-то хорошее такое подпикнет, и это будет очень круто заходить как раз и под Трента, и под Оракл.
Ну, раньше, когда были 2 суппорта вот примерно такие, то как раз-таки ЕГЭ добирали 3 фармящих кора.
Ну, это логично.
Всем необходим фарм.
Что-то вроде там легионка на сложную, в мид дестройер и на керри какой-нибудь Бристол или Свен.
Там даже чаще бывало, когда Сумаил как раз-таки роль сами керри исполнял на какой-нибудь линии или вот что-то подобное, агрессивное. Но мы видели, что Сумаил на таких героях может бегать топ-1 нетворс и на паке, и на линии, когда он бегает. Потом еще всякие дейдаусы покупает, убивает героев с руки.
Любопытный бан от Liquid.
Да, вот ликвиды сами банят
Бладсикера, вот это, да, непонятно.
Вот это очень странно.
Хускар — это логичный бан, потому что, в принципе, да, можно на месте ЕГЭ и задуматься над тем, чтобы закончить игру быстро, там, через Хускара, Оракла. Но Бладсикер непонятно, зачем бан. Этот герой, мне кажется, для ЕГЭ не совсем хорошо заходил.
И сразу же довольно быстро добирают Enchantress. Выбор очень хороший, мне нравится этот саппорт и всегда нравился против Триант Протектора. И когда второй саппорт-герой уже вскрыт,
это
то
медведь
можно
четвертый,
смело добирать
всего.
Энчу.
Потому что должен быть сильный солер, который останется один, а Энча со Сардаром будут помогать Дарксиру на сложных. Ну, это, скорее всего, так даже.
Ну, или на сложный, или на медиа, опять же, помогать против
Ну
Сумаила.
да,
ставить.
они будут ходить туда-сюда, или Сумаила убивать, или Артизи на легкой. Вот Дарксиром очень легко это сделать, и сейчас уже должны понимать ЕГЭ, что им придется что-то делать с медведем.
видимо, у них есть какой-то план, раз они вот начали свой драфт именно с этих героев.
Они его
Я
придерживаются.
не знаю, какой у них план. Они очень долго думали над пиком Оракла, и сейчас они очень долго думают. Ну, я не знаю, что им нужно придумать.
Может, они хотят просто максимально комфортную
Такое
ситуацию
впечатление,
создать для
что
Артизи?
Они хотели построить вот свой план от обороны, и сейчас видят, что это не очень-то работает после появления Enchantress. Нужно тщательно продумать, каких кор-персонажей добрать. И мало того, эти коры должны потом как-то лейтгейм выигрывать. Вот появляется Бэтрайдер, который, скорее всего, пойдет в сложную у ЕГЭ, и у Liquid сейчас развязаны все руки, чтобы взять как раз-таки соло-персонажа для Матумбы, на котором он себя будет просто комфортно чувствовать против Бэтрайдера.
Возможно, они понимают, что будет Лондруид от Liquid.
Это может быть и Лондруид,
И
это
Бэтрайдер
может быть
плюс Тренд попытается
даже
его наказать.
Вивер, мне кажется, в такой ситуации.
Вивер хороший тут персонаж. Джаггернаут тоже хороший
Джаггернаут.
персонаж.
Ну это как раз герой, просто которым не будет делать пакости там Бэтрайдеры вместе с Трентом,
Кстати,
которого
не исключено.
не будут убивать.
Не исключено, что Джаггера могут просто в мид поставить, даже Ликвида, и все равно на ластных взять.
Очень быстрый Урса от ЕГЭ. Это может быть, кстати, Урса для Сумейла.
Может быть.
И тогда Джаггеру уже в мид не хочется идти.
Урса, по крайней мере, Инчу может съесть довольно быстро.
Да, плюс Инчу, Джаггер в мидл не очень. Интересно майнгеймсы. Вообще мне нравится, как драфт проходит.
Но я
Мне кажется,
по-прежнему
ЕГЭ
пока
пока
что предпочтение
замешательстве.
отдаю Ликвидам
Тут я
на этой
согласен.
карте по драфту. Может быть, последние пики что-то кардинально изменят, но пока что ситуация именно такая.
Причем вот мне кажется, что ЕГЭ, знаешь, возьмут, вот Урсу поставят в мид действительно, и в легкую, вот что-то вроде там Разора или Вивера, и это будет набор из 5 непонятных героев у ЕГЭ. Что с ними делать против таких плотных, хилящихся героев? То есть тут опять палка Джаггера, хил Энчантресс, мека на Дарксире. Герои плотные все, их не пробить.
Опять все быстро может закончиться?
Может, вполне. Но если у Лика все получится, а у ЕГЭ не будет какого-то плана, чтобы это все задоджить, всю эту агрессию и не нафидить 10 раз в 10-й минуте, то действительно может быть быстро.
Я могу сказать, что и в мидгейме у Liquid все весьма неплохо. Есть два персонажа, которые довольно быстро снимают армор Трента. Есть вот этот вот Corrosive Haste, за счет которого ты можешь заберстить любого персонажа, и Oracle там в каких-то моментах может даже ультимейт не успеть набросить. Поэтому, собственно, я отдаю предпочтение Liquid.
Ну здесь, да, Джаггеру вообще ничего не сделать. Здесь он просто нажимает манту, вот как только он ее покупает, и что делают эти
Ну вот
герои
ЕГЭ
против него?
похоже все на то, что они просто хотят вот all-in на стадию лейнинга поставить. Добирают одного из сильнейших мидеров Queen of Pain. Урса, опять-таки, на легкой линии. Касательно лейтгейма, я его вообще не вижу. ЕГЭ.
Ну да, тут, видимо, ЕГЭ рассчитывают на то, что они очень рано не проиграют линии, а еще и в ответку кого-то наубивают. С Бэтрайдером, там, Трентом в сложную пойдут, попытаются убить, на легкой не подставятся. А потом им нужно как-то закончить игру. Но как заканчивать игру вот этими героями? Ты не сможешь зайти и сломать сталь. И вот мы видим действительно. Ну,
Лондруид,
скорее всего,
который
Лондруид в мид
читался,
пойдет.
Я думаю, что даже в легкую.
А я думаю,
скорее.
в мид, потому что Джаггер против Урса не
Мидл
так.
против КП.
А, ну да, там Урса на легкую идет. Точно, точно.
И я вот даже не знаю.
Я склоняюсь к тому, что Лондруид все-таки будет в легкой у нас, но в любом случае вот как-то у Liquid все поярче выглядит.
У Liquid на всех стадиях все смотрится уверенно. Они в начале могут, и в мидгейме, и в лейте. А у ЕГЭ вся надежда на то, что они в начале захватят преимущество, получат очень большой перевес по голде, но сломать, зайти на ХГ они все равно не смогут. Поэтому я не вижу тут на самом деле ауту для
Мы
ЕГЭ.
когда это говорим, обычно
Обычно так, да,
все
я
наоборот,
знаю,
со счетом
и
24.
я беру на себя эту ношу, чтобы потом оправдываться.
Вторая карта гранд-финала Evil Geniuses против Liquid прямо здесь, прямо сейчас. Это второй сезон Эпицентра, и Вилат с Гадхантом готовы этот матч для вас комментировать.
Ну что же, мы переносимся в чашу арены. Еще раз громче, ребят, потому что финал только начинается. Начинается самое интересное, потому что вторая и третья карта в Best of 5 это именно вот те игры, где раскрывается команды.
Ну, мне пик Liquid нравится намного больше, но это не значит, что они победят, потому что когда я обычно говорю, мне что-то нравится, потом нет.
Сейчас будет та самая история из лифта. Так вот.
Ну, давай.
Ехал я только что в лифте с одним молодым человеком, который имеет прямое отношение к команде Liquid, и он мне сказал, что мы были готовы к тому, что ЕГЭ не забанят Виспа против нас. Виспа как самое главное оружие Liquid, для того, чтобы попытаться его сразу же законтрить и, грубо говоря, сделать вот такое вот сразу заявление, чтобы мы потом думали, брать его или не брать на второй, третьей карте. Но у них это не получилось. Сейчас без бани он отправится дальше в бан. Говорит, мы были готовы, потому что ну вот это вот такой серьезный был мув от ЕГЭ. Если мы переиграем вас свистом, тогда мы вас не боимся вообще. Не получилось. Сейчас возвращаемся к стандартным стратегиям. Мы видим, что забанен Визм, забанен Котл. По Джашу ударили больно. Добили еще несколькими героями. Будет Джаш играть на Слардаре. Как это получится, посмотрим прямо сейчас.
У Джаш еще баджет есть в загашнике, так что всегда может удивить. Ну и вот он, Матумба, сигнатурный медведь. Джаггернаут от Мирла, мы его уже видели. Против Virtus.pro, он вытворял на оффлейне, это легендарно.
Страшный человек.
Mind Control на Дарксире.
Bear on bear action. Bear on bear in Russia. I mean, it couldn't be more perfect and more. Yeah, absolutely. We've got it here in this grand finals. Game 2, of course, EG versus Liquid. Here we have it. As we go through the 5 of them. Liquid.
There's none of the crazy cosmetics. Slardar doesn't have the crazy one. Batrider doesn't have the C one.
No, everyone's going in vanilla today, Ben.
Sure is.
Apart from Arto, he's got it. He's got the flashy cosmetics. He's got cosmetics to cater for the whole game.
Alpine Ursa.
Alpine Ursa. There we have a Universe on his back. As mentioned, definitely a hero that's going to be evade some of the action in the lane, but yeah, we'll see how much they put in terms of pressure onto RTZ this time. And we'll see where EG want to take their lanes. At the moment, it looks like EG are wanting to go aggressive down on the bottom lane with their tri-lane.
I think the Darkseer with the Enchantress might be too much for him because Darkseer always pushes into the lane, which makes it really, really easy for them to dive with the Enchantress. The only problem now is the Oracle's not matched up versus the Darkseer. So Darkseer is going to get a lot. Darkseer versus Bat Lane is a farm on farm lane, but they can't do anything about it.
And what about the mid lane matchup? Lone Druid versus the farm on farm, or is there kill potential? Farm on farm.
Very little kill potential. Savage Roar owns.
Bottom lane, bit of a go here onto GH with the root, Zai punching him down. And do you like this decision as well? Why have Liquid taken Miracle to the safe lane and put Matuma mid for this game? What is the matchup they're trying to avoid or they're trying to find?
Well, Lone Druid versus Quap. There's not that many laners that match up well versus Quap. I would say Lone Druid is one of the best because your bear is just so tanky and you have a lot of damage. So like Quap's kind of forced to do something in the lane because you're generally going to get out CS. And then, yeah, this does leave the problem where you have two man heroes versus Ursa and a Treant in the bottom lane.
I was going to say, it's looking a bit messy there for Miracle, really.
You might get a chicken
punched
kill.
Down.
Look at the chicken on EG, it's sitting right next to T. It is. Chill. There. They don't want him to die. Enchantress is one of the best heroes at killing it because she has a lot of range and very fast move speed early in the game.
Oh, GH in trouble. In fact, there's that range creep blocked him in. Oh, as he can still get around it, but nonetheless, I mean, as you said, just this double melee lane really suffering at the moment. Zai, let's see if he can get the courier, but not quite with the movement speed there. They have brought Kuroki down here though, so Liquid with the 3-man now. We'll see if that's going to make things any better down on this bottom lane in this early stage of the game.
He doesn't have that many camps to work with. He's actually forced to re-enchant his Mud Golem so that he can have some sort of lane pressure right now. He wasn't able to go for a chicken kill, didn't get any bounty runes, hasn't secured a safe lane or the mid lane. So Enchantress seems like a liability, at least in the first 2 minutes of the game.
And talking about not getting any bounty runes, there's Zai stealing GH's from right under his nose there in Liquid's jungle. Mid lane at the moment, Samael certainly having a good time. 12 for 5 against the 6 for 2 of Matuma Man. So outlaning for Lone Druid at the moment in this middle lane. Top lane.
He has a double null versus the Quelling Blade. Bear actually has more damage if he times both of his pits perfectly, but Samael usually has the edge in the middle lane.
Bottom lane, Miracle as well, losing out to RTZ in terms of farm. A lot of pressure being put onto this jug. Has to be careful. On route and a couple of swipes will certainly hurt. As again, forced back from the wave. Arteezy and Zai keeping full control of this bottom lane.
Keep in mind, this is not the best thing for EG because they...
Oh, in mid lane. Oh, he's going to get the kill in return. At least well, GH will be there for it. He tried to save himself with the Savage Draw. At the same time, though, bottom lane is also where the action's happening. Miracle being moved upon, but he does have the salve. But Sumail securing that first blood at the least there with that dive and does force a TP rotation from Liquid.
And he bought his bottle before. He had enough time to do so.
So Sumail is fine with that.
Sumail is very happy with that.
On lane, he doesn't have Blade Fury. They're going to make a move onto him again. He drops down the healing ward. It's not going to save him. As the swipes stack up, Crip with the kill secure. As EG doing infinitely better here in this Game 2 laning stage compared to Game 1.
Infinitely.
Infinitely. I mean, you saw Game 1, Ben.
I did. Just need to last till 17.
This is much better, as we can see. Top 3 CSs at the moment, all over on the side of EG.
Oh, Quap with a haste rune. Oh no.
This mid lane gets scarier and scarier now.
Yeah, at least he'll be level 5, I think, by the time he attempts for a gank. So the Brute might be able to deal with him at the tower. Got that range creep.
Trying to bring him to the man down low with the Shadow Poison, and in fact, bottom lane, the Kuroki just gets nuked down. They close in, the creeps, they can't help him out. The Purifying Flames from Crit. A good answer to the early game movements of the Enchantress, having that reliable nuke.
Oh man, Enchantress has actually committed to a stick this early in the game. She's good versus Batrider, but she hasn't been in the Batrider's lane at all. And Enchantress is suffering a lot.
And Sumail's going to be so scary this game with this start he's had. Level 6, as she says, still with that haste rune in the bottle. Plays are certainly there for the potential for EG to make. Top lane, mind control. Definitely having the lane as what you'd expect, as you mentioned, just trading farm evenly with Universe. Pretty much neck on neck as it comes to the last inning at the moment. GH and mind control. Clearing out some of these jungle stacks as well. So also ensuring that GH gets the levels up. And he himself is able to be a little more useful with the rotations, as we've seen early on. Very hard for GH really to find a place to find his effect felt with the early levels on the Slardar middle lane. Sumail getting rooted. He's got that salve, the haste route. And in fact, just turns to harass back the bed. Probably won't look to jump in to kill it, and does have to be careful. GH is sitting around the middle lane.
He's been forced to heal with this bear a couple of times already. And Kuro's looking for somewhere to gank with his Enchantress, but he can't find anything.
Talking about ganking, Zai has his eyes on the middle lane. He's wrapped around. Sumail a little low on the mana, so won't have enough for the full combo as such. And looks like Zai doesn't see a good enough opportunity for him to make a move as of yet, until at least he sees the revealing of the rest of Liquid's movements. And bottom lane, they're going to find out pretty shortly. It's Kuroki and GH ready to make a beeline straight in onto Artur. They've got the Troll Trap into the Crush, the Blade Fury as well. It's going to be more than enough to bring down Arteezy. Liquid, with the successful rotation, claiming the kill onto the Ursa.
Big kill by them. I think Zai was attempting to scout it out, but he actually TP'd to the top shrine, wrapped around behind mid, dropped the ward, and he wasn't anywhere close to the bottom side of the map. I think Tree can nullify a lot of Enchantress's presence in this early game. Although she is one with nature, Treant has the edge.
Absolutely. And as you've said, just certainly the kind of movements we need to start seeing out from Liquid to slow down the force that EG is getting together here in these first 7 minutes. Mid lane is being eyed up by GH. They can get a route that could provide the chance for them to get in. In fact, he may just get the crush out right. Sumail holding back the blink, will still get back, but Kuroki's there, ready and waiting for him with the creeps. And they claim themselves the kill. At the same time, though, Miracle was brought down by the combination of Crit and Ursa. Him and Arteezy having enough lockdown to claim the kill. Mid lane, though, Liquid not stopping the slaughter. They close in onto Zai, creeps around him. Matumba, Kuroki and GH move in. And they will claim a second out of this.
Finally, Bambi has found her footing, ganking the Quap. That was a perfect positioning by Enchantress there. And you have to wonder whether or not these EG wards are really doing them any good. Enchantress has not been in the area at all, and that's the main unit you're concerned about in the early game. They have one near the T1 on bottom, and then one in between the T1 and T2 in mid. But Enchantress is playing around this bottom bounty rune and rune area. And I don't even need, I don't even think she blew a smoke to catch out Sumail.
A bit of a oh there from the crowd as Miracle does fail the stack. Back down on the bottom river. GH come in to look for the room, but a lot of control from EG. Around that area, Sumail with that regen rune in the ball. Definitely chances for him to make something happen with that. Looks to build up the Veil first. Bottom lane, Arteezy getting some pressure on the tower. GH, the only one around in the neighborhood at the moment. So picking up that XP, trying to get himself towards the 6. Just have to be careful how close he gets to the bear, and especially with Zai heading down here as well, there could be kill potential here for EG if GH isn't careful enough.
Sure, he can get his 30 hands on him, but he's way too close to the tower. Or not.
They've come a little too far away now. There we have, the root is up. He's already used the crush, using the sprint to get himself away, and in fact the TP will spook EG. Now back away, on control in with the rotation. Kuroki's there as well. See if he can grab anyone with the vacuum, but it's not going to be the case. Zai already out, as well as the rest of them, away from that tree line, and EG will avoid this rotation from Liquid.
Tree might have gotten his move speed nerfed, but still with Nature's Guide, way too fast for these Jokers.
And instantly as well, Arteezy moving up to the top lane, realizing that Miracle may be a little vulnerable now. They do have Lasso, of course, up on Universe. If they can get a Lasso into the overpower Fury swipes of Ursa, definitely a chance for them to bring down the Juggernaut. And the rotation from Sumail as well could spell something big for EG. He has that TP now sent out to him, so he's ready with the Sonic Wave to react to any sort of plays that Liquid go for near EG's tier 1s.
This is not good for EG though. EG are supposed to be ahead in this part of the game. They have two of their cores are huge lane dominators, Queen of Pain and Ursa, but because of the way that Liquid lane with the low druid in the mid, Queen of Pain can't really win that lane that hard, even though Sumail did get first blood. That's pretty unexpected, and he did die in response.
Kuroki receiving good play his way out of this one. Sumail does have the Sonic Wave. He's holding on to it at the moment. Doesn't seem to want to expend it just for the Enchantress, and Kuroki will be allowed to walk away. Doesn't want to risk it, especially with Kuro holding on to stick charges in the sill.
Like ninja creep there. Also, the Hellbear Smasher does a lot. You don't really want to play into that.
Middle lane. Another wraparound attempt there from GH. And, just goes for the quick corrosive haze, forcing Sumail to back up by the looks of it. Regen up that mana and get himself into a better fighting shape to get to another lane. But this is giving more and more space for Matumba, and indeed, as you said, you know, even though Sumail has that lead, it's not necessarily a massive one. Matumba still certainly keeping up with the farm on this mid lane on the Lone Druid, and as we can see, you know, EG got a little bit of a slight lead very early on, but it's evening out, and Liquid with, in fact, the edge in experience at the moment.
So both teams are about to get big team fight item. We see the Blink Dagger 300 gold away on the Bat Rider, and then we see the mech also about 300 gold away on the Darkseer. So things are going to start erupting quite quickly. Matumba Man probably going to go for a Midas, but I think he's the only guy that's going to go for a farming item this game on Liquid.
There's a little GH trying to sort of tease Sumail away with the crush potential. Crit hiding in the trees, but I believe it was spotted out by Kuroki's neutrals as he moved them across. Crit and Zai now here looking to hold. They want to try and do something with the Sonic Wave. In fact, they just pop it straight up. Does catch Kuroki, but it's not going to be enough to kill him. GH now comes back in with a response, gets the crush, and secures the chance for Kuroki to finish off the tier 1 with the creeps. Universe comes across a little too late as he doesn't find the chance to find that lasso, and that's going to be towered down in the middle lane. Sonic Wave used to at the end of the day, getting no kill at all, and that was with EG having 4 members around the middle lane, and they couldn't stop the push from Liquid.
And now Liquid have to be much happier about their Roche contention capabilities. I think they have good scouting with the Enchantress creeps, who you don't really care about their lives at all. Just throw them in the pit, scout Roche out, and the main thing you have to worry about is this Bat Rider. He just got his Blink Dagger. He was trying to farm in the last fight, and Liquid knew that the timing was around perfect for them.
And say if he had that a little earlier, that mid-fight could certainly have gone a lot differently.
It's really hard to gank low Druid though, because if you lasso the Druid, you can recall your bear, and then, or you can just like Savage Roar everyone else. You can still Savage Roar while you're lassoed is the point. So it's not the best game for Bats because Juggernaut's also in the game. It was really good in laning phase as we saw, but now Universe has to deliver if EG want to secure Roach.
At bottom lane, EG setting up behind Arteezy as he looks to finish off this tier 1 tower. Ready for any sort of reaction that comes out from Liquid, but as the time stands, they are just looking for the trade. Pressure's down to top tier 1. Miracle looking for the final touch. He'll claim it. So a simple tier 1 for tier 1 trade at the moment, and Liquid actually, by the looks of it, they're ready to move in for more. They're eyeing up that tier 2 on the top lane, seeing if they can poke out a response from Evil Geniuses.
This is still beneficial for Liquid. They're getting the better Roche towers, and that's, I think, what this like 10 to 20 minute phase of the game revolves around.
In fact, they found Zai here. Pop down one sentry, Zai. Holds the bat with the overgrowth, but in fact, Miracle jumps straight out of it there with the Omni Slash and the Blade Fury to force Zai away from the tree line and get themselves the kill.
I'm surprised Crit didn't cast Fate's Edict on them. I think he maybe didn't have enough range, it looked like, in that fight. Arcane Rune on Queen of Pain. Pretty decent kill rune if they want to take a team fight, but they have no catch right now with Batrider still farting on neutral camps and the Treant already dead.
And certainly, as you said, could be an issue. The fact that 14 minutes in, even though Sumail had a good start in lane, he's only gotten himself involved in 1 kill. The action just hasn't been high, and as we could see, definitely favoring that of Liquid. Matuma Man now top of the net worth. Liquid themselves looking to make a play up top. Arteezy, he's got backup coming. Crit is in the neighborhood. He's going to have to do something to help him out. He'll look to try and root mind control and hold him back. Arteezy pops the enrage, but Liquid, they're ready to fight this. Miracle surged up, Blade Furying as he chases down Crit. Has got the magic immunity there with the Fortune's End. So they won't get the kill immediately. Now Sumail looking to respond to this one. Jumps forward. Hasn't quite got the mana for the Sonic Wave. Now he has. As the regen rune ticks in, will jump forward again. Has he got the damage to bring these two down? Miracle still being backed up by Mind Control and Kuroki. Sumail, he's got to do a bit. Can he actually? He can't. Unless he wants to jump in even deeper, but he's got to be scared of what Liquid could have in backup. Sumail just doesn't find the chance.
Though.
Bottom lane as well, Liquid, they're finding the action. Universe will lasso the bear, but the root comes through, GH comes in with a crush, and Universe is brought down.
Most unfortunate timing, but EG's teamwork is non-existent right now. The Batrider still has not lassoed a hero, and they need more kills right now. They're losing complete control of the Dire jungle. Maybe they can get the Skuro kill though.
And they will. With the overpower and the enrage, nothing to hold back the swipes of the bear, so that's something. But still, this is, I mean, Liquid, the confidence there as well. I think we saw, even on that escape when Sumail was chasing down Miracle, he still pauses to drop an item to get the most out of his stick charges, maximum efficiency to make sure that Sumail doesn't have the burst.
The Io Shell on the Juggernaut also canceled his regeneration rune. He would have had enough mana to burst with the Veil, but...
Look at this up top again, Arteezy getting surrounded here by Liquid. The wall is down, he's troll trapped up. Miracle still has that Omni Slash available. The ult will come through onto Artur. The damage will still tick down. The question is if EG can have the heals to offset the damage that this side of Liquid do, and they do. They'll keep Arteezy alive, and now the turnaround comes through. They'll bring down Miracle. Now they'll look for more. The root will be there to hold back Kuroki. The overpower, is he going to be there? Doesn't need it. The slow right clicks fly through as EG. They get the double for Arteezy. Sonic Wave flies through to Mind Control, and they'll find themselves the third. Evil Geniuses with the right response to Liquid as they get over aggressive there with the Omni Slash from Miracle, thinking that they can bring down Arteezy, but great control and play from Crit, making sure the Purifying Flame heals were to be enough to keep Artur alive and enable him to turn around with the team.
They have a really hard time killing people through the False Promise, though. You have to keep in mind they have Leech Seed and the Living Armor on top of the Purifying Flame. Yeah, there's just incredible amounts of heal coming out. Not to mention Lifesteal from Ursa. He threw a lot of Fury Swipe stacks onto the Juggernaut, so he also had that extra little bit of heal, which pushed him over the edge, and they also didn't get the wall when they were on Ursa, but that wouldn't have made a big difference at all because Ursa's illusions hardly do any damage whatsoever.
Very, very big fight here for Evil Geniuses, and we will be able to catch the replay here. And indeed, it looked like Artur in a whole world of trouble, but there we have it. As you said, everything, all the heals being sent his way, and that false promise ensuring that the damage that Liquid was done was entirely counteracted by that healing output that Evil Geniuses have.
Yeah, they thought they could take a fight with a mech. I think it was a pretty good call for them. They just want to create a little bit of space so that Lone Druid can farm. But after conceding one big fight, RTZ heads straight inside of the Roshan pit.
Let's see what Liquid can do about this. They look like they are aware of this. We'll see if Kuroki does indeed send in the creep to scout it out, and he has. So Liquid know what's up. The question is, can they contest it in time? Mind Control's heading over. He does have the wall back and available. RTZ for the time being, he's manning up. He's fully committing. He has got the back of the team. In fact, Universe jumps in, but immediately there, the crush and Omni Slash in response. He's brought down. They do finish off the Roshan. RTZ does have the Aegis, but they've lost the bat. Liquid, can they get anything more? Miracle, surge forward with the Blade Fury. Finds side, holds the bat with the overgrowth, but GH jumps across. He gets the crush. RTZ response comes in, but there's the 3-man vacuum wall. Zai in trouble. The Impetus fly through, forcing Zai back up the high ground, but they have the shrine. EG will be able to keep Zai alive for the time being. Middle lane, RTZ getting peeled away from the rest of his team. Sumail does have that arcane rune. He still has the Sonic Wave. They'll keep RTZ safe. Top, Zai being kept alive by the Fortune's End. Again, Crit making sure that the tree has the magic immunity to keep himself alive. And EG, they want to go back in. Sumail's got the blink up. RTZ as well with his blink dagger, ready to close the gap. But Matumba's there to make sure that they're held back. Savage Roar to put an end to that of EG's. And Evil Geniuses getting some serious momentum off that top tier fight, and now getting that Roshan and protecting the Aegis. RTZ still has.
Yes, and that was a very excellent vacuum wall combo from Darkseer. I think more importantly than anything though, Queen of Pain and the rest of EG were able to play very, like he keeps having these runes too. These arcane runes just make it impossible to catch her without the blink dagger. And that was the blink reveal coming out on Slardar. That he was able to get that really quick crush on Universe. Universe has not had the impact that I thought he would on in this mid game. His net worth is starting to fall off. He is the last of the cores.
I mean, I guess at the least Universe sort of did his job there in the sense of kind of jumping into Liquid and just keeping them outside of the pit for those last final moments for RTZ to claim the Aegis.
He did his job. They wanted a clean kill inside the pit. He was about to kill Roche, take the Aegis, and then kill whoever he lassoed, but that was not as clean-cut as EG would have liked, and Oracle was way too far away to save them. And now they still need to keep the pressure on EG. They have recovered, I would say, from the early game after that one big team fight, and they have the Roche, but still, that's not enough with these mid-game heroes.
Yeah, they want a team fight, and they're going to be searching for it. Smoke around as they move in for the high ground. GH there, maybe there to dispel it. Sprinting past them all, jump forward. They found GH. They'll get the lasso off before the crush, and GH brought down. The mech not enough to save him. Again, Mind Control with the 3-man vacuum walls. For the Ursa turns straight towards Mind Control. The overpower Fury Swipe stacking up, and Mind Control's gone. The Sonic Wave flies through, catches two, but the healing ward is out for Liquid. Healing them back up, and now Matumba trying to force them back with the bear. Kuroki with the creep control holds RTZ in place. Being careful how they move in on this one. They know that that bear's still got that Aegis. They're bringing him down, but the heals again from EG, from that overgrowth and such, and the living armor, holding them back and allowing RTZ to be kept alive.
Far superior positioning by EG, claiming the high ground and killing their main initiator before the fight starts. That was the debut of the Radiance coming out from the Lone Druid, but it was just not enough damage versus massive heal.
Crit in trouble though. Will be jumped upon, crushed as well. EG on the high ground, can they help Crit out? He'll false promise himself. RTZ turning towards Miracle. Miracle still has an Omni Slash. He'll be kept alive. He'll be able to get himself away. Now GH jumps in, finishes off the job onto RTZ and pops that Aegis on the side. Sumail will peel Kuroki off. See if Liquid see the chance to go back in for more. Matumba Man ready to start getting the push on now in this mid lane. He's amounted to a lot of high value here on this Ursa, sorry, on this Lone Druid. I'm talking about the Ursa. Just a quick pause. Looks like there's a little bit of a lag situation at the moment.
Lag.
Carly. But this game, well, we made it past the 17-minute mark, Ben. Now 21 minutes in. EG,
kudos to EG.
With the lead with kills, but certainly could go either way. We're about to see how much of a push Liquid can get off, and this is in fact with a man down. As Matumba Man looking indeed very stacked. Sumail Of course, still at the top of the net worth. Seeing how hard it is for KuroKy and such to play around in these fights with these high amounts of burst damage coming through from the Queen of Pain and from the Oracle, and even to an extent from Arteezy with that overpower fighting through the passive.
Oracle's doing a lot of, he's casting his spells very well. Yeah. Like his Fate's Edicts are at the perfect time. His False Promise almost always saves someone, and he almost bursts people down with the Purifying Flame. So, yeah, this fight, they kill GH immediately at the start, and they have the Observer Ward on the high ground, and the Lone Druid Bear, it's good at like stopping blinks, but that's irrelevant because Universe already used his ultimate, and it's good at whittling people down, but Leech Seed and Purifying Flames is very good at healing up from this sort of bear damage that they have. But they can turn on the push, turn it up.
They've got a good amount of push as well. With Matumba Man's Bear chomping away at the tower. So you have to certainly be wary though of that living armor. If they don't get that tower in one push, Zai certainly will be able to get it back up to full health. Looks like that will be the case here as Liquid back off. And Evil Genius is grouped up at the moment. We'll see what their next move is to be. And as quick as their group, looks like they'll split again, just making sure that they can keep up in terms of farm, make sure that Arteezy remains in a good place. We'll see what he does build into. Did have the Desolator queued up earlier.
These poor supports, they're going to be in for a rough time. Kuro has very low net worth, and he's countered by the Ursa and the Quap.
And Liquid, they've scanned this out. They know someone's here. And we'll jump forward straight away on GH. I think they'll be aware it was Zai now. As they don't find anyone else. The ping is coming through. Zai just keeping himself hidden in the tree line. Can they hunt him down? They're going to look for it. In fact, oh, is that a blind crush? That was a blind crush. They got him, but they got detection to put down for the kill.
You see the TP.
Oh, okay. Nonetheless, finding him there hidden in the corner.
It's a lot of wasted time. So now Diffusal Blade comes out. This makes Oracle's life so much more difficult when he can't Fate's Edict himself. And also, the slow is really important too, but Miracle's got to that point where he can deal with the Oracle, and I think they should have enough tools to kite the Ursa. It's still a game of whether or not Mind Control can get a big ultimate off, and if EG can counterplay it.
GH here trying to dive behind the tier 2, but Universe will be there with the counter. Pulling him back with the lasso. Arteezy moving on to GH will bring down the Slardar. Crit keeps himself alive with a false promise. Arteezy now turning towards Kuro. Zai and Universe getting him around on the sidelines. In fact, though, in the middle of it all, Sumail jumped in. Takes a full slash from Miracle.
That Diffusal Blade was so fast coming out on that Yule Scepter. Oh my goodness.
Easy, seeing if he can bring down the bear with the root. Got a good chance and he'll get it. Plus 300 gold here for Ursa. But they've lost 2 so far in this attempt to push, but they're still sticking around. Miracle closing back in onto Arteezy Matumba, looking for a potential root. The vacuum back into KuroKy stun there with the Centaur. They've caught out Arteezy. Arteezy down. Zai and Universe still hanging around on the sideline, but they're not going to want to jump into that, as Liquid will clean up the tier 2.
That's a big cores down. Universe has been very fast on lassoing GH. I am very surprised at how quickly he's able to do that. And once they take down GH, it becomes so much harder for Liquid to fight. I'm surprised they stuck around, but with some excellent coordination, they were able to chain the vacuum into Centaur Sun to actually have some sort of secondary initiation. That's what caught EG off guard. Also, the Diffusal Blade killing Sumail early on in the fight.
Dagger now from Mind Control. Mid lane. Timber. See if you could get that cheeky first hit route.
Oh, and can you guess the only hero with no deaths in this game?
The only hero that I haven't seen die, I want to say... Oh, Ben, that's a hard question.
You don't have the scoreboard in front of you. No cheating,
I'm not cheating it. Is it Mind Control? Nope. No. Zai?
Nope.
No.
It's crit.
It's crit.
I don't know how Crit has no deaths on Oracle.
I was going to say, to be fair, he has false promised himself a few times.
Yep, but he still hasn't died.
For sure, yeah, give him credit. Give the man credit.
He just has Arcane Boots and Urn, and he's still not dying to this lineup. It's pretty incredible. I don't know what the Russian ones mean, do you?
Apparently that one means it's a GG.
It's GG.
Yeah.
I know some of the Chinese ones.
What was that Chinese one?
Sunstrike.
Sunstrike. There we have it. International memes.
They just yell a lot. They're like, Sunstrike! Sunstrike!
That's kind of what I do.
You have more finesse than that. Don't shoot yourself down.
Top lane Liquid claim another tier 2. EG looking to form any sort of a defense outside of the map up there.
Add more creeps to the mix. Hell Bear on Bear on Bear.
All the bears.
So Roshan number 2 coming up very soon. Liquid played incredibly well from the 20-minute phase to the 26-minute phase. That was the time where I thought EG would be able to get a good grip on this game, committing with the Aegis, but maybe some sort of lag coming out that caused him to lose his first Aegis is going to be...
This could be huge though, look at this, they found Miracle with the lasso, have they got the damage to bring down the Sonic Waves there? Miracle be kept alive, no! Finally falls, great way for EG to start the fight and they're not done. RTZ blinks in, finds a second on the sideline, purifying flame. In and crush the creeps to look to farm them, and the fact that at the same time, Ben, Roshan's up. So not only an incredibly good team fight, a Roche, an Aegis, and a Cheese, 2 evil geniuses, and Liquid.
This is the trade-off for Crit playing very well in the early game. They're like, this Oracle is a very, very big problem, and because of that, Juggernaut has to commit to a Diffusal first. He could have lived if he had the Manta there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the Orchid came out perfectly onto Miracle, and he has a lot of HP. He has 1440 HP, but still ends up dying to this amount of burst.
Look at this. I think definitely GH will be kicking himself for not still having a Blink Crush available to react to Miracle being lassoed.
Yeah, he cannot show himself.
No.
They do have the Darkseer backing wall, but without the smaller Blink, it's underwhelming.
Where's the follow-up? Yeah. There's no sort of AoE control, unless there's a creep.
Yep. But that takes a lot of foresight. Trying to beat Oracle in the foresight game, it's not going to happen.
Especially, when you're trying to do it against an Oracle
he sees
such as Chris.
everything.
Let's see what they can do here, Liquid. And we'll respond to this. They get the deny. But EG really solidifying their grip here in game 2. Much.
Ooh, an early gem. That's exciting. You don't see that very often anymore. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I think
this is the right game to do it.
It's weird because they don't have any Invis heroes on their side, but they know that this is the time, this mid-game is supposed to be EG's greatest strength. They didn't have a good early game, and they've been playing very well in the mid-game to come back, but they still need a little bit more. And they need to shut down any sort of map control that they get from Liquid. They need to make sure that this Enchantress has nowhere to farm. You want her to just die to like 4 hits from the Ursa into the later game. He's going for Deslo, so that's definitely a possibility pretty soon. And it's, at the same time, it's a little bit risky. If you lose a gem, this tree is going to get destroyed. But at the same time, if you keep it, this tree can have a huge game because they won't be able to see him unless they buy tons and tons of dust. So Cheese up on Queen of Pain.
So Matt, he's got to be careful with this. The sentry has just been placed up on the cliff. So he really does not want to make a move up on it unless he has the backup necessarily. He does have Universe coming in with the grab onto Kuroki. GH with the response. Gets to the 2-man crush. Kuroki gets bursted down. The Sonic Waves there. Now looking to jump forward for more. There'll be the surge to try and get GH back to safety. But Sumail holding him back with the Yule Scepter and following him through as well. There's going to be no stopping here from EG as they look for more. Is there anything that Liquid could do to hold them back? And it doesn't look like it. They've got to sack GH, leave him alone. Sai comes through with a punch, and EG again finding a second pickoff with Liquid not able to respond.
They can't deal with this Queen of Pain now. Queen of Pain has recovered immaculately from the early game, now top of the net worth, even despite dying 3 times.
I mean, this is insane. The fact that Sumail is keeping up with a Midas Radiance Lone Druid and a Midas Radiance Matumba Man Lone Druid of all things.
Yeah, I don't know how he's able to keep up this amount of farm. The Roach Gold certainly helps a little bit, and playing around with the Cheese right now, he can have that extra layer of aggression that was not possible before. And he has the False Promise behind him and Living Armor, so all these tools are going to play into Sumail dialing up.
And he's nearly got the Shiva's Guard complete. This is going to be absolutely massive in these fights for but again, just something else to keep him alive, even if he gets blink crushed, and also to provide that slow to allow Arteezy to commit on targets and chase them down.
He's going for a Scepter now onto the Ursa. Scepter is good for multiple reasons. It increases your burst a lot because you can use your ult a lot more frequently, and secondly, it prevents you from it helps you not buy PKB, which you don't really want to do on Ursa.
No, definitely in a game like this, it's got so many more benefits. I mean, what are you worried about being crushed? Now you've got the ability to get out of it. Silences, I mean, no one's really going to be building any silences this game on Liquid, and they don't have. So yeah, Ag's definitely the way for Artur to go.
You can also like take off the corrosive haze very early on in the fight. I think he could just commit it at the start of the fight though to burst someone down. I think that might be more important to get a kill in combination with the lasso and have it up. I think the cooldown reduction may be a bigger play here than being able to cast it through a stun.
They found the bat. They want to bring it down. They've got the DD on Sumail. Is it going to be quiet enough? Doesn't look like it is. Soulburn, not enough to bring it down. So Matumba will keep Alfredo alive.
Where the Shiva's at?
Yeah, there it is. Well, in terms of committing it for that kill, maybe. Maybe he could have done it. That's for sure. Maybe he's still a little scared of how Liquid will react, because as it is, Liquid do have their full lineup on the high ground, so EG just a little worried about potentially being jumped upon, and they themselves are to smoke up, sweep the map, see if they can catch any of Liquid out of there. But Liquid playing very reserved now. It's clear that they are much more scared now of Evil Geniuses after the way the last few fights have gone. They do now have they've got the gem themselves out on Lone Druid.
They are against the Treant Protector, but now they've awarded most of the ward, so that's why you see Liquid playing in this held back position behind their T2s. And now they have to worry about the Queen of Pain. The Queen of Pain's an additional layer of chaos that Liquid don't want to deal with. You blink in with Shivas, and you're very unlikely going to die. Like, he has Yules to save himself, he has a ton of armor, and he has a cheese to fall back on just in case. And that's a problem because normally you're waiting for the Bat Rider lasso.
That was close there, Sumail! He blinks at the same time as GH. It looks like he may still get taken down. No! The false promise comes through. Sumail's going to be kept alive, and now with the overgrowth, EG, they're the ones ready to chase down. The wall will be dropped, but Arteezy straight into the front lines, looking to commit on a target, will be held back by the slow. Can't actually chase down Kuroki. He himself now in trouble as Mike Johnson to the map, focus him back towards the middle. Miracle will be nuked down. Arteezy still alive for the time being. A crit coming in just in time with the save. Keeps the bear alive. Mind Control trying to chase him down, but he doesn't have the damage. Arteezy survives. Liquid, they've lost 2. They've lost 3. Sumail going absolutely ham. But Tumaman tried for the TPI. He will make it. Bleaching out in base. It's going to be close now. He should be fine. Kuro's there as well. Using his extra heals will require, but what a fight for EG. And just that starting there, both Sumail and GH blinking past each other. Sumail staying alive, and again, you've got to give a shout out to Grit. This man, false promise onto Sumail, the Fortune's End and Surge onto Arteezy, making sure that Liquid can't finish him off with the magic damage. The control's been perfect from this Oracle in these team fights.
I like the synergy between the Enrage and the Purifying Flames too, because it's pretty much a free heal without you actually having to commit to face Edict, so Ursa can still attack. But yeah, Crit, I would say definitely the MVP this game. His amount of saves with this little net worth is a sight to behold.
And he still hasn't died. 7-0-6.
Yeah.
And look how much money he's got. He can buy what he wants. He will go for the mech.
What a selfless
Picks it up
guy.
pretty much full up. 22-9, 34 minutes in. 11k gold lead now for Evil Geniuses. They'll clean up the shrines on the side. Sumail closing in on that Bloodthorn.
Now there's no one for them to jump. They need to do like a double jump. Like you jump in with a Slaughter, once you see the Oracle, then you vacuum wall so they can get a kill on him. But Oracle's just been very far behind in these fights, just hiding in the fog. And also the cores from EG have been aggressive to the point where Liquid cannot ignore them.
Oh, look at this, Liquid there. They're going to go for the smoke here. See if they can get the jump on. They find Crit. It's going to be forced away. Overgrowth there as well. Crit, he's going to be kept alive, and again, he gets off the false promise. Can they get him away? In fact, with the Yules there to hold back Miracle, it looks like Crit, he may just survive this one. He's healing up. He's going to be fine. False promise ends. He still survives, and it's Liquid that have lost Kuroki. Sumail jumping forward with the Sonic Wave. Shiva's guard finds Matumbaman as he looks to try and hide in the tree line. Look for the TP out, but Sumail jumps forward, has the Yules. TP is cancelled. Matumbaman is taken down. EG again, and you just can't kill this Oracle.
Wow, I did not foresee first phase Oracle being this useful in this game. The amount of saves is ungodly from Chris.
Whether it's saving himself, saving his teammates.
Nice force step from, I believe, Universe to set that false promise up. Yeah. He almost died before he was able to false promise. That smart art stun duration nerf.
And here we have it, EG taking their second melee racks. Bottom lane, range racks to fall as well for Liquid. And I mean, what do you do if you look, as you said, you've got to look to jump in onto 2, but as we're seeing there, even if you jump in onto Crit, you don't win the team fight.
Well, they have to kill him.
I mean,
that's step 1. Kill him in the jump. If you don't kill him in the jump, you lose the fight.
Yeah, it really seems to be the case.
Because they committed vacuum for that. If you don't commit vacuum, it's not that big a deal. But that was, you still have to commend that play from Liquid though. Dropping the ward at the Asian spot to get vision to the high ground, fighting at the opponent's stride is a very bold move.
And look at it, they love to Broshan at this game, but it's going to be so hard. Link back for Samael, RTZ committing with the Enrage to the Roach. He is going to be able to find it, picks up the Aegis, GH will jump forward, looks for some sort of a steal, but he's not going to get it. Universe quick with the lasso, holds back the Slardar, and now it's Liquid trying to get on the retreat. But the silence there onto Mike Joe will be purged off by the Greaves. High ground, Miracle trying to get himself away with the Blade Fury. Samael though, he finishes off the second kill, gets Kuroki, and now he's closing in for more. Miracle on the high ground, trying to retreat, but RTZ's in there with the bash, and they find the third. EG walking away with game 2. I mean, game 1 may have been a very quick victory for Liquid, but EG making sure that this one, 37 minutes, is a little slower and a lot more painful.
Time to spam those Russian chat wheel commands. It's over for Liquid here. They have a little bit of fight left, but this fight around the Roche that they committed, like the big item spike from the Orchid that led to the Miracle kill. Here they go.
They try it in. They'll get the 3-man vacuum wall into the Crow side, falling low, trying to get himself out, but again, Chris there with the save. They'll drop it down. The false promise, he's going to be kept alive. RTZ will be rooted. Does, of course, have that Aegis to rely on. On the side, though, they've lost Kuroki again. RTZ again still survives. The face-eating fortune then from Crit, keeping him alive. He heads back to the tier 4. Liquid, they're down 3. They don't have buyback.
No one died on EG?
I mean, this is insane.
What? I don't know how Oracle kept 2 people alive there.
And here we go. On to the base, and they'll tap out. They know it's over. And what a game for EG. It sort of feels so good for them coming back after a game 1 as dominant as it was for Liquid, and then giving us that tight-knit performance as it.
I'm sure there's no doubt that Liquid have had the chat saying, if you really want to know that we're going, pick up the win here. Pick this up, know you've got the guaranteed ticket. And so we start the draft and a ready change-up. Crystal Maiden has been taken away from Crit.
That is itself a rather interesting move. The last game, EG had first pick. They first picked the Treant, they won. And this game, Liquid has first pick. All the bans are the same. They did not go for the Treant, but they do put a lot more focus on getting a hero like CM. And both of the teams like to run the hero too. So it tells us that Liquid is not afraid about the Treant at all, even though they did not do well against it last game.
Yeah, Crystal Maiden has been and is featured amongst the 3 heroes that they most picked. In fact, it's quite interesting. Look at Liquid's current 3 heroes on the right side of the screen. The 2 banned and the first picked are EG's most played heroes. They're taking them away from them in one way or another.
Well done, Alex. Well done. Good observation.
This is not observation. This is just me reading a spreadsheet.
And who are they going to pair with? Darkseer to open it. So removes one of the counters against Tree, whilst giving them potential dual lane. Kind of good opening.
Yeah, awful lane for CM. You don't want anywhere near the lane. Treant plus Darkseer. I mean, the main thing is like you don't want to give away the Darkseer when you have Treant. So I think that's partly one of the bigger reasons why you pair those 2 heroes together.
Winter will be happy.
I mean, Liquid will try their hand at it.
It was EG's first game's opening, right? CM Bristol back.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is like if you do a BB safe lane, but I'm not saying they will do it, like they can do it in all 3 lanes, but BB can actually absorb the pressure that the Darkseer and Treant throws at you. This is the good thing about Bristleback. You can lane him anywhere, and you can put him in the lane that has the most amount of pressure, and he's just going to be fine in the lane. He doesn't farm as much, but it's very difficult for the enemy to push him out of the lane and etc. It's a good hero to be placed against the pressure lane. That's why BB is such a good pick nowadays in the current meta, because you often see all these kind of like very